Locust, common name applied to a number of jumping insects and especially to the true locusts, which are migratory grasshoppers. Locusts belong to the order Orthoptera. True locusts belong to the family Acrididae. The true locusts cause great damage to crops wherever they swarm.
The billions of voracious insects darkening the skies of East Africa are desert locusts, a large herbivore that resembles a grasshopper. About the length of a finger, on average 6–8 centimeters, one locust can consume its own weight in food each day, a massive threat to crops and pastures. They often travel in dense, crackling swarms which can contain as many as 80 million locusts per square kilometer, according to the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization. Swarms can vary from less than 1 square kilometer in size to several hundred square kilometers. Desert locusts can live for up to 5 months, depending on the weather and local conditions. According to the FAO, eggs can hatch in about 2 weeks, with locusts maturing to adulthood in 2 to 4 months on average. If nothing is done to stop them, their numbers could grow 500 times by June. Locusts are native to Africa, the Middle East and parts of Asia, and they've been menacing farmers for millennia. They even made it into the Bible, mentioned as one of the 10 plagues inflicted on Egypt. But this is East Africa's worst infestation in decades. According to the FAO, it's been 25 years since Ethiopia and Somalia experienced an invasion of this size, while Kenya hasn't seen this many locusts in 70 years. According to the FAO, a major locust invasion between 2003 and 2005 across 20 countries in northern Africa caused more than $2.5 billion in harvest losses. Locusts aren't picky eaters, as the 2017 BBC documentary Planet Earth made clear. The insects will consume every edible thing that lies in their path. In one day, the average swarm can destroy around 192 million kilograms of vegetation, according to National Geographic, the food supply for thousands of people. Swarms move with the wind, covering anywhere from 5 to 130 kilometers, 380 miles, in a day. The locusts have already destroyed hundreds of square kilometers of vegetation and may yet spread to Uganda and South Sudan, bringing further instability to one of the world's poorest regions. Recent data from the Food Security and Nutrition Working Group shows that more than 19 million people are already suffering from acute hunger in East Africa. Years of drought in the region, followed by heavy rains and warmer temperatures in 2019, created exceptional breeding conditions for the locusts, Nairobi-based climate scientist Habub Saleh told the press. The wet, warm weather has created the ideal circumstances for vegetation to grow, and more vegetation means more food for the locusts. In Gujarat, locust attacks in December 2019 damaged crops, mainly rapeseed and cumin seed, planted on about 17,000 hectares. In the neighboring Rajasthan, 360,000 hectares came under the attack. India has been able to bring swarms of desert locusts under control in 2 key oilseed producing states. Pakistan's government declared a national emergency on 1 February 2019 in response to swarms of desert locusts in the eastern part of the country. The desert locusts, large herbivores that resemble grasshoppers, arrived in Pakistan from Iran in June and have already ravaged cotton, wheat, maize and other crops.
Aerial pesticide spraying is the only effective way to combat them, according to the United Nations, which has already allocated $10 million to the effort. It has warned that about $70 million will be needed to intensify the campaign. The Desert Locust Control Organization for Eastern Africa says Kenya has deployed 5 aircraft to spray the pesticides, which it says do not pose a threat to humans. In Ethiopia, 4 planes are taking on the swarms. Similar operations have also begun in Somalia.